This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find us. Find out you're recording it live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We're talking about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. This week, anyway, not so much, because the Rumble happened. My name's Matty Jay, that is TWK.
Ooh, let's get ready to rumble!
That's Rimble with an I, by the way. Legally distinct. Very nice.
Suck it, Michael Buffer!
Technically, you should say suck it, Bruce Buffer, because he's the one who decided to market the shit out of that catchphrase.
No, he didn't. That's Michael. That's Michael. Bruce is UFC.
No, okay.
Bruce is, it's time!
T-Dub. This is where I get to show off my nerdiness here. So apparently Bruce and Michael are half brothers.
Yes.
Bruce, business person by trade. He's and of course his more famous trade is Octagon announcer. He saw what Bruce was doing back in the 90s with Let's Get Ready to Rumble, again legally different, and decided, no, you should market the shit out of it, make a shitload of money so you don't have to fucking work ever again.
The smartest decision he ever made.
So Bruce Buffer is the reason why we have to be careful with the Rumble.
You mean we can't say, oh, let's get ready to...
Catchphrase! See, mine's a little more different. Ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl joins us as well.
Let's get ready to crumble!
Clay Fighter, nice.
Love Clay Fighter 63 and a half.
And a third.
I thought it was a half.
Nope,
right,
63 and a third.
They went the Naked Gun way. Anyway. We have, as you see the thing, we have a guest as always, and this is a Royal Rumble review, so I don't know why he's here, but we're going to talk about it with the Shades joining us.
Yeah, wait. I thought you said this was an AEW week. What do you mean what do you mean I'm here for the Rumble? What the fuck happened?
All right, if you want to be here, you can just get out the door. It's fine.
I'm here already. Fuck it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, long story short, the Mace thing, our buddy Mace and TJ and a whole lot of people watched the Rumble, and the Shades decided, what the heck, I'll join in. We watched the Rumble. We will discuss the Rumble and aftermath and all that good stuff. Some winners and losers. Speaking of winners, the clip of the week, again, gird your loins. It's another, it's a WWE clip. We got to give due deference to the winner of the men's Royal Rumble, which actually opened the show. But in fairness, it was a good idea. It's a good idea. Not a bad idea. Definitely a good idea. The one and only Cody R. Rhodes. Take a listen.
So, what do you guys want to talk about? I come out here tonight, and I hear some of you singing the words to Kingdom. That's my song. It has gone everywhere with me. It will continue to do so. But the first words on that track are my own, and that is where I say, wrestling has more than one royal family. Actually, WWE has more than one royal family. But for that to be true, for it to be real, for it to be venerated, validated, and vindicated in my heart, I have to stand across from another. I have to stand across from an entire bloodline. I have to stand across from the tribal chief, the head of the table. I have to stand across from essentially the LeBron James of this generation of superstars and wrestlers, the biggest superstar on the planet, a man who has had the title for 800 and something days. I have to stand across from Roman Reigns. I'm sure you can hear it. I have a great deal of respect for Roman, and I am talking sincerely, but what I say next, I say with the same sincerity. WrestleMania is in 62 days. Roman, that might just be 62 days for you. It is 62 days for the rest of my life. At WrestleMania, undesirable has already become undeniable, but undeniable remains uncrowned, and on that night, it ends. At WrestleMania, pull up a chair, sit wherever the hell you want. On that night, somebody else is going to be eating. And after WrestleMania, you can be the tribal chief, you can be the head of the table, you can be the biggest superstar in the world, but the one thing that Roman Reigns will not be is the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion.
Now, it should be noted, obviously this was edited, I cut out the part where he was starting about where we would start in OVW, and that part was an excellent part of the promo. You should be listening to it. It is a good one. And JC, I'm excited for Cody, but I can't help but feel sad for Sami. Folks, I'm going to nip that right in the butt. I know a lot of you want Sami to win. I want Sami to win, but here is the reality of the situation. Sami Zayn was not part of the plan. He became part of the plan, but he's not the plan going into WrestleMania. And a lot of you are going to, with Bryan Danielson, for Dan Bryan, I get it. Fuck Batista. As a wrestler, as an actor, give him all the Oscars.
Yes.
All of them.
All of them.
Back then, he was a plan none of us wanted to see. No one wanted to see Batista versus Randy Orton. Not for WrestleMania 30. Sami was right place, right time, wrong Mania.
Yeah.
This was extracurricular gone very right.
Although, I before we continue, I will say that I have a problem with Cody's speech, his promo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that he compared Roman Reigns to LeBron James, which is an insult.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's probably a better, comparison.
Yeah, because Roman doesn't flop, he doesn't go down to weak-ass injuries, and he doesn't quit on his team every blue moon.
And whenever someone insults him, as we saw on last Saturday, he takes it very personally.
Yes,
indeed.
I think he tried to keep it with the current event thing, which that's always been an ick.
It always makes more sense that way. Now, if I may, I'd like to address this because we were talking about this as soon as shit went down, as soon as Cody won the Rumble, which we will get to that whole thing. We were already talking about the whole Sami Zayn thing because, like you said, it was a case of anyone knew that Cody was going to be the game plan going into Mania. Even before the Rumble, even before Sami Zayn even blew up. They knew Cody was going to come back from his injury, and he was going to be slotted right into the main event scene. I mean, why else would he come back to the Fed?
Also, I want to add something to it, but I'll let you finish first.
All right. But Sami Zayn was an unexpected anomaly. I mean, unless you know Sami Zayn's history like these guys do, you could not have expected Sami Zayn to just suddenly blow up like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you only knew Sami Zayn from his time in the Fed, you could not have expected this to have happened. Then again, if you were an indie fan like these guys are, you probably knew this day was going to happen eventually. It's a case of this came at the worst timing for Sami. And even Sami knows it. Sami Zayn knows this.
You gotta take credit for me giving you the opinion I had on Wednesday again.
I also saw the clips, so
yeah, the Ariel Helwani. He spoke with Ariel Helwani before the Rumble, and he admitted, "Hey, I could hold the belt. He could hold the belt. He'd do it for 6 months, get a whole lot of good things going. But he's not the face of the company. But that's part of my opinion, and that's part of the counterpoint there. So I'm going to let you,
Yeah. So they're going to do what they can to minimize the damage here. It's a case of the Fed is literally backed into a quarter. Hold on a second. Oh, my son's getting ready for bed, and he's
give him a hug.
Well, also he needs to take his medication, so bad timing on my part. But I can keep talking while we're doing this. So yeah. They're going to do what they can to minimize the damage by giving him the match at Elimination Chamber, which you know is going to be a damn good match. It's Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, and while I have said more than my fair share of things about Roman's push back in the day, one thing I never said about Roman Reigns was that he was a bad wrestler.
No.
The guy could put on a fucking match. It's just he was booked like shit back in the mid 2010s.
Yes.
But his current run has been phenomenal, and he's got the wrestling talent to back it up. So him and Sami are going to put on one hell of a match at Elimination Chamber, and then that should hopefully keep the fans happy, at least happy enough. Obviously, you can't please everybody. There are going to be some people who are like Sami Zayn or nothing.
What they're going to do. At this point, Sami's going to lose. Big old boo on Reigns. Montreal's going to call bullshit. Folks, ignore the cries of bullshit. Ignore the cries of we want Zayn at Mania. Don't even get into it. And I'll give you one big comparison why. We hated Batista because this was denying the hard work of the people behind the scenes. You know, your Bryan Danielsons and all that stuff. Here's the big comparison. You know what happened with Cody Rhodes? You know the thing about the injury there? He wrestled with that injury. You know what happened? He tore off his goddamn pec and went and wrestled the Hell in a Cell match. Are we going to ignore the fact that this man literally risked bodily harm and permanent health damage for you? For you, the fan out there, who is about to boo because this guy with the long hair trying to be Uzi.
I don't see any backlash coming. I haven't seen it since.
No.
And I don't see it coming in the future because, as Sami Zayn pointed out in the Ariel Helwani clip, the one thing that pushed fans over the edge with Danielson is the fact that it wasn't just that he wasn't being put in the main event. It's the fact that creative was just bad, terrible back then, and it isn't right now.
Not only bad, Vince was literally shoving that badness in your face.
Yes.
Yeah. We said this but many a times, is that they were pushing
and Enigma, you cut that shit off right now.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to people like you.
Yeah, no. We are not.
He is not the new Bryan Danielson, and y'all know it. He's Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is different circumstances, and it's a lot more acceptable.
Here's the reality. Sammy's gonna. Here's something about this year about Sami Zayn. He will get that win over Roman Reigns. He will, but he's not going to get it in Montreal, and he's definitely not getting it at WrestleMania.
He's not getting it for the belt.
He wants the belt on TV. He's going after it in Montreal, and that's fair play. But after WrestleMania, it's like, I don't care about the championship. The belt's off you. That's part of the plan. Now I'm just in it to kick your ass.
Mm-hmm. And the Fed is in a bad spot because right now, as it stands, Sami is the biggest face in the entire fucking company, and whether by plan or by accident. So what are they going to do? How are they going to work a program? The question is, how are they going to make a program between Roman and Cody while this whole thing is going on? That's what my quick question is for the creative.
And I get the feeling they're gonna keep going with the building of the Bloodline storyline, which has been going since 2020, mind you. Yeah. They're gonna do that while at the same time here's Cody Rhodes, who's getting ready for the fight of his life, and Roman is distracted. The two obviously the stories will converge, and then you build up for Mania. But
the question is how.
It's going to be a tightrope walk, to be fair. To be absolutely fair, it is a tightrope walk. They are caught between a rock and a hard place in Montreal because of how big Sami has gotten. There's no denying that. But I don't think it's as bad as what's happened in the past. It's similar, but not the same circumstances.
No. So I said it on the call, John. If I recall correctly, the words I said was, yes, it's going to be a tight walk, but there is a good marriage of creative management, Triple H being specifically, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes. There's enough professionalism in there to try that at this point, everything under their control is under their control. And they will do their damnness to get the focus on where it needs to be in a couple of weeks at Elimination Chamber. And then Roman versus Cody. Mm-hmm. Hammer that shit down.
They're going to have to do some major surgery on this storyline.
They don't need, actually.
Serious.
I don't think they need it that badly.
No.
I think it's going to be tricky, but I don't
No, I mean, not in the sense that it's horrible. Like, this is a very delicate storyline that could easily go sideways. So they're going to need, like, surgeon's precision to work the storyline out where it pleases everybody.
That makes sense. That makes more sense now. Yeah, when you put it that way, yeah.
And we had to accept the fact that we probably won't be able to please everybody. There will be some people that are pure Sami Zayn or nothing, and will just not accept anything else. So we just have to accept the fact that you're not pleasing those people. Just focus on the people you can please and make them happy, and you're good.
And you folks out there who want Sami to win, this is where I'm going to stomp on it. It's like, forget it. It ain't happening. It is not happening. Here's a good reason for Roman versus Cody. Royal Rumble winner. Fuck you. That's it. You don't need another reason for this. This is just two generational families clashing each other at WrestleMania. Those two will bring home the bacon, and with Paul Heyman involved in the situation, they will make sure that the focus come WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, and Sami will be in there. He's gonna fuck up an Uso or two. Hell, he might be with a Jimmy Uso. We don't even know that part of the puzzle yet. And y'all are going, we want Sami, we want Sami. Folks, you don't want Sami. Here's another simple reason why. You are asking for a short-term gain here. Here's the reality. Yeah. Roman is already part-time. Who else you got? Nobody. Who's ready to take the mantle for the next few years while you still rebuild that roster, so when you have someone that could go for 10 years as the face of the company, he's ready. Cody Rhodes is ready for that position now. You need Rhodes in there as soon as possible.
Yeah. And Enigma, there's not going to be Sami chance during Cody Roman. There won't be.
There shouldn't.
I don't see it. This is not the same situation as Batista versus Orton at all, not even close, because the fans are actually behind Cody.
And are you going to boo that fucking Peck in that Hell in a Cell?
No.
I'm not. If you you're doing it for the wrongest of reasons. And honestly, I'm not talking to just you anymore. I'm talking to anyone who wants to boo it because it's not Sami Zayn in the main event. You're not getting Sami Zayn in the WrestleMania main event. He don't want to be in the WrestleMania in main event in the first place.
Honestly, I could see Sami and Kevin either winning the belts at Mania or going into Mania as tag champs.
Yeah, either way, yeah, I totally see Sami and Kevin win the tag belts. That's actually something that Solid Monster has been predicting for
Solid
the past
Monster
6 months.
JD from New York has been shouting that for the mountaintop since before Rumble season.
Yeah, I remember as early back as soon as Sami was really a part of the Bloodline storyline, Solid Monster predicted, okay, Sami's going to get his title shot in Montreal, and then he's going to lose, and then get the tag belts in Mania with Kevin Owens. He predicted that all the way back in the summer.
But name of this does bring up the fact that the Usos have the DUI and they won't be in Montreal. Do not underestimate the power of billion-dollar lawyers.
Well, that and I expect while the Usos may not be there,
Solo will be there.
Solo.
And unless one of you guys who knows more about ROH than I do has something to say, I think if they do get the belts, this will be the first time Kevin and Sami have ever held tag gold as a team.
They have not held tag gold in either the Fed or NXT. So,
yeah, they did in Ring of Honor though.
They did in Ring of Honor though.
And if Kevin gets those belts, he's got the Grand Slam.
That is true.
The tag belts were the only ones he was missing.
And he gets to do it with his quote unquote road wife.
Yee.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all those belts on my delicious man bear Kevin. Yeah. Yum yum, give it to me. Yeah.
All right.
Let somebody say honey. Oh, I'd love to smother the man in the mask with that once more.
There you go. There you go. That gag will never die, Excalibur.
Never.
Now,
so should we actually review the Rumble itself now?
I think we should. Before we get to that, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We're broadcasting in the middle of NXT's Vengeance Day. We're going to be talking. We're not reviewing or previewing that, but we are live. For those of you who are watching or choose not to watch and or listen to us for your news, we appreciate it, but you don't need to. Vengeance Day. They're at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm sorry, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you.
Wesley defeated Dijak by pinfall as 17:02 to retain the NXT North American Championship, and Dijak having a broken middle finger. Poor bastard, and Al fuck.
Ouchies!
Thank you. Fallon Henley and Kiana James, they're the new NXT Tag Team Women's Champions. They defeated Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. And right now, Apollo Crews and Carmella Hayes are having a 2 out of 3 falls matchup.
Me.
New Day are going to be defending the NXT Tag Team Championships in a 4-way against Gallus. That's Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. Pretty Deadly and Chase University, which has Andre Chase and Duke Hudson.
Duke Hudson, Shin's favorite NXT wrestler.
Did someone mention my name?
Well, I had your girth. You tell me.
Why, yes, I am Duke Hudson. And my penis is rather gargantuan, if I say so myself.
Well, we weren't going to mention it, but thank you for that, I suppose.
You know, Triple H actually came to me before the Royal Rumble, and he suggested that the Royal Rumble be held entirely within the confines of my foreskin, as it is comfortable enough to fit 60 people with room to spare. Such is the length and width of my penile extremity.
I'm just going to hit this button for everyone else here.
I'm so sorry. Whoever you are, I am so sorry.
Thank you, Matty. I needed that.
Roxanne Perez, she's defending the NXT Women's Championship against Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. That's the entirety of the rest of Toxic Attraction. And Braun Breaker defends against Grayson Waller for the NXT Heavyweight Championship of the World. Match can only be fought, and it's a steel cage match. Pinfall or submission only, no escape. That's what's going on right now.
Because there's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is these two women that if you were to meet these two women before the match, you would say, "You can't escape."
Yep. Once again, North Carolina. Excuse me.
All right, so the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Royal Rumble from the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas.
Alamo Dome.
Hacker Bottom. All right, so Hacker Bottom, Levesque, and Young Extreme. One last Zane take. What if Sami brought out his own Canadian bloodline in EC of Kevin Owens and Bret Hart? How loud would that pop for Bret and Sami be? Your fantasy booking again, bud. Bret Hart would never work for the Fed again.
You signed a deal with them. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, fuck. Anyway.
He'll
don't
only
keep
work
track of that shit.
He'll only
anymore.
work the match. He only worked the match if he can cut a promo on Goldberg.
Yeah, I think that's the deal breaker right there. Got to shit on Goldberg.
I know you know Bret Hart signed a deal because we talked about it when he was supposed to come to the FTR.
Right. Yeah, he was supposed to show up in AEW, and then Vince decided to be a prick again, something like that.
Yeah, and then Vince signed him, and so Bret Hart can only accompany FTR during indie shows.
Yeah. So Vince being a prick. The whole night started with the men's rumble, which I thought was a good idea. At least, the main event was.
Before you get into the rumble itself, we should talk about the first big surprise of the night.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He was not on SmackDown that evening. Unfortunately, it's back to Barrett and Cole. But if you're a Baron Corbin fan, I think you should gird your ears. Bomb-ass Corbin! They're about to open things up, and out comes Pat McAfee to much rejoice, except for,
Except for Corey Graves, who was throwing a shit fit. But here's the thing. This was confirmed on Pat McAfee's podcast. Michael Cole didn't even know that he was going to show up.
Yep.
He was 20 minutes before showtime, and literally no one knew he was there.
There was three people in the Fed who knew he was coming. Nobody else knew. So Michael Cole losing his shit and telling Corey, I didn't even know this was going to happen. He wasn't lying.
That was not kayfabe. That was shoot.
He was legitimately surprised that Pat McAfee. In fact, you can even watch. It takes Michael Cole a few seconds to register that that's Pat McAfee coming out, and from what he was saying in Pat's podcast, it took Paul calling him out from Gorilla, going, "Dude, you gonna react to this?" Wait, what the fuck?
I have not heard Michael Cole that happy since he was gargling the Miz's balls all those years ago.
Oh my God!
It was beautiful to watch, to see that reaction from Michael Cole, and to see Corey Graves just pissed the fuck off to see him come out.
I think I now have a new favorite ship in wrestling.
I wonder if we're going to get a match between McAfee and Mr. Graves at Mania.
That's if Graves is able to wrestle.
Yeah, well, let's be fair here. Graves is technically cleared to wrestle, does not want to. At last verification, of course.
That's true. That was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago.
The clearing was, I want to say, last year.
Was it?
Yeah, last year,
man.
Early last year.
Oh man!
Among the rumors from last year's Rumble, if I'm remembered correctly.
Yeah, the one thing I've learned in wrestling is never say never.
All right, now, shall we do the Rumble? Because I don't want to be here. I want to watch Dunabi tonight again.
Okay.
We'll see. Remember, there's 4 of us here.
T-Dub, don't make it a 4-hour show again. God damn it!
Hey, don't look at me. Look at the shades.
Hey, don't look at me. I try to keep things on track, fucker.
Cody Rhodes, he won the 30-man Royal Rumble in 1 hour 11 minutes 42 seconds, which is how long Walter lasted in the motherfucker.
Yeah, they had 2 Iron Men in that match, and that's freaking insane.
Both Gunther and Sheamus qualify for that because, as far as time is concerned, both Sheamus and Walter lasted the longest. 1 hour 11:40 for Gunther, and 52:33 for Sheamus. Now, as far as everybody else is concerned. Gunther, Sheamus, they were the two, and when the realization hit, wait, that's how we're opening the Rumble. I marked the fuck out.
He did.
Ditto.
Totally did.
Ditto.
And if you watch Clash of Castle like I did, you did fucking too. Big meaty man slapping meat, please.
Oh. Give me a minute. Make sure my button's prepped because you know how this always goes with me.
Oh, yeah.
Big meaty man slapping me.
Thank you. So in order, Miz, Kofi. By the way, for those wondering, was there a spot? Nope, aborted.
It was attempted, but it failed hard. In fact, word is that they are now ending that gimmick because that's 2 years in a row he fucked it up.
Yeah, there was supposed to be something, and they were making a deal like, hey, wait, what about his foot? What about his foot? No, after that bump, yeah, botch or no botch, no fucking way you're doing anything after you taking a header onto a chair like that. I'm sorry. Johnny Gargano, Xavier Woods, Karrion Kross, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre, Santos Escobar, Angelo Dawkins, Bork Laser, and they set up Bork and Bobby. They set up their match for Mania with the eliminations there. Seth frickin' Rollins, Otis, Rey Mysterio did not show up. He was eliminated by injury. By Dominic Mysterio, Elias, Finn Balor. The only surprise here, or actually two surprises. One was Booker T, hometown pop, and a reason for Booker T to not do a Stephen A. Smith impression. I'm sorry, his commentary makes me think he's watched too much for ESPN First Take. Damian Priest, Montez Ford, Edge. Finn Balor was not happy. Austin Theory, Omos, boo. Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Logan Paul.
Can't feel my legs.
Which, again, he did okay in that match. And the inevitable winner, Cody Rhodes.
Just don't take any financial advice from Mr. Paul.
Yeah, don't. Just don't. Not a good idea.
Or just keep your money far away from Logan Paul.
All your money. Don't even let him get
UFC has failed in that, by the way. That Prime bottle shit's now a sponsor for UFC, so.
Goodbye. Dana White, say goodbye to your money.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting a return on that investment.
That doesn't help that I keep seeing his shit in freaking stores everywhere I go. Like I've walked into several stores and I see Prime sitting all over the place. I'm like, what the fuck?
We're gonna have to do a taste test just so we know. Okay, is the hype fucking real? It probably isn't, but gotta be fair.
Not it.
I didn't say you have to.
Oh, so you're making TJ the test dummy?
No, not TJ. Next time probably be at Ranger Stop in November, so it's probably going to be my fat ass.
That's if Prime is still around by then.
Who knows? Who knows? You never know. If it's not, one less thing to worry about. So this Rumble was a thing.
Yeah.
Overall, it was pretty decent. Not the best Rumble, but still far from the worst I've ever seen.
Better than last year's. I'll give you that much.
Certainly better than last year's.
Better than last year's. Better than the 90... I think it was 94. That was a boring one as well.
Keep talking, boys. I got to go below my nose.
All right. Like I said, it's like I've seen worse Rumbles. I still think it's also better than the 99 Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of forgettable.
I will say, seeing Gunther go the limit,
that
was great to see. See him break out the record. That really shows you how much the company is behind him and how much they want to push him to be that next big heel monster star. That once he eventually becomes the world champion, is basically going to be Roman Reigns 2.0, except maybe not as long of a title reign.
I love it that it's the workhorse with the workhorse championship doing the workhorse role of the Rumble.
Yeah.
Feels old school.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot, and you could add him and Sheamus were just always doing something in this Rumble, which is one of the few things I appreciate about this one. They were always getting in somebody's faces. They were always ready to throw hands. It was just it really shows that they were just in there to work. They weren't there to just lay around and just wait for their turn to get eliminated or what have you. They were in there to work.
And while Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar is the program going into Mania, and to be fair, it's a bigger money match at this point. They did tease Walter versus Lesnar, and the call on Saturday night was last Saturday night was a resounding hell yes.
I would kill for that match.
At the same time, I also want to see Sheamus get his IC title.
Obviously, someone brought up. I keep forgetting who it was, but someone brought up. Okay, Lashley Lesnar at Mania, Gunther versus Sheamus for the IC title, with Sheamus winning it, and then Gunther goes after Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, which makes sense.
Yes.
Also, was I the only one laughing when they kept trying to when they couldn't really say the name of the tag team name of Drew?
Oh, the Banger Bros?
Yeah, they couldn't say it.
Pat McAfee ran with the wordplay gimmick right there.
Yep.
Oh, he made sure people remembered. It was like someone forgot to say, because of the fact he came in so late, nobody gave him the memo. You're not supposed to use that name.
You can tell he came into the show with 0 notes.
Zero notes, and then he said it one time, and someone, he knew it was, oh, maybe I shouldn't. He tried eluding it, and of course someone got in the ear going, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And of course, Pat McAfee being Pat McAfee, a.k.a. part awesome commentator, part fucking troll.
Yep.
He ran with it, obviously.
I was waiting for him to make a joke, a particular joke, but he just didn't.
Oh,
like,
what would you have said, Shin?
Hey, Cole! You know the vehicle that Sheamus and Drew take when they go to the arena together? It's called the Banger Bus.
They actually did make that joke.
No.
They did.
He did.
I must have missed it.
You missed it, yeah.
Damn it!
They did mention the bus.
And of course, Hairball will not let go of the fact that he is a Hall of Fame NFL, a Pro Football Hall of Famer nominee. Thank you, Hairball. But yeah, we don't wrestling Hairball. Keep it in the wrestling. Keep it rails.
Another high spot for me for this match was Michael Cole constantly shitting on Dollar General.
Yeah,
I think you'd enjoy that.
Oh no!
And he even did that during the Women's Rumble, and BFAB showed up.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if he can find a way to shit on Top Dollar, he will. It's almost like Shin took over his spirit for that night.
Shin, whatever you did to impart that knowledge onto Michael Cole, thank you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have nothing to do with him shitting on Dollar General.
Oh, no, dude, we can hear you wink.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We can literally hear you wink.
Sorry, no speak English.
Do we dare move on here? Well, actually,
my issue with it is, of course, everybody's issue with it was Cody shouldn't have been 30.
I think that for someone like Cody, for his character, maybe should have come in at number 17 or 18.
I was thinking 20.
I was either going somewhere between 1 and 15.
Make him sort of one of the workhorses of the match.
Yeah.
And have Gunther come, and I would have had Gunther come out at number 30 as the last big wall for him to climb.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
But the reason I don't like him coming in number 30 is because we've seen it too much.
Yeah.
Remember back in
too painfully obvious.
Remember back in the day where everyone wanted to be number 30, but not everyone wanted number 30. It was just once in a blue moon that someone at the number 30 position won the Rumble. But now, too many people have won from that number.
They're padding the stats to make it look like it's the ultimate number when really it's just an advantage.
Yeah.
Plus, here's the other thing. By the time Cody came out, there weren't that many viable contenders left of people who you could go, yeah, I can see them winning. Like that point, most of the possible contenders were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time Cody came out, it was almost painfully obvious he was about to win.
Yeah. And the fact that we did it, that they did this back-to-back years. Last year, Brock won at number 30. They need to pick another number, because if you're gonna come back to a different number. If you've been away for a while and you're coming back, either from 1 to 15. That's for me. That's the limit.
I would have forgiven 20 or 27. 27. It's the number most people would have wanted from. There's history behind that number, but 20, there's still plenty of people in there. There's enough for me to go, okay, there's 10 other people, so you're not going to be as fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, booking a Rumble is tough. So I'm not going to completely shit. This is more nitpicking than anything else. But yeah, I think we're all
always
agreeing
hear
that 30
that
was
booking
too obvious.
I have always heard that booking a Battle Royal is always one of the hardest jobs when it comes to putting matches together.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because there's all these things you have to manage, and a lot of things can go. It's easy for any sort of Battle Royal to go wrong because, we saw Kofi Kingston. People can get accidentally eliminated when they're not supposed to. And if that ever happens, then you just got to pretty much rewrite things on the fly.
And with the Royal Rumble being literally Cody Rhodes' first match post-injury recovery, I think it was just a case like Cody was ready to go. I don't think the Fed, at least management, was like, let's not. Okay, it's going to be too obvious, but let's at least put him at 30 so it's we can minimize any chances of injury. The bubble wrap reason for more than anything else.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, yeah, we got a shin on it, but it's one of those, there's method to madness, I think it would be the best way to put it.
Method to the madness, that's what I always got. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What are you doing my gimmick? Go to Slim Jim, pal. Anyway. Bray Wyatt defeats LA Knight via pinfall in a Mountain Dew pitch black match. Now, match itself, presentation-wise, fine. One of the better blatant obvious advertisement matches. I mean, if you compare it to the other one, which was the big zombie match, the zombie lumberjack match.
Yes, it's definitely better than that, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And just in case you didn't know this is sponsored by Mountain Dew, they made it very, very obvious that, yes, this is sponsored by Mountain Dew. You got Mountain Dew on the mat, got Mountain Dew on all the LED screens.
It was
everywhere.
Pitch black with a black light, so anything that glowed in the dark, you could see it. So it wasn't a complete pitch black match, thank God.
No, I think they were smart enough to realize that would have been dumb as fuck. But oh my God, it added to the presentation, especially because they had stuff like LA Knight had his trunks glow in the dark, so when it lit up, it lit the fuck up.
Yep.
Although I did hear from people who were in the audience that apparently the match was kind of hard to watch.
I mean, it's people in the dark, so yeah, they obviously filmed this for a TV audience, and that, obviously the TV audience is going to appreciate it more. But you gotta stop doing those in big arenas like that, guys. Come on.
Honestly speaking, I think this should have been. I know we've kind of shied away from these, but given that it's Bray Wyatt, this should have been a cinematic match.
I was expecting it to be that, honestly.
I think we were all thinking that, and then we saw it was okay, different presentation.
I will say this though, Bray's makeup. First he comes out and you just see these black circles around his eyes, kind of a mask type thing with face paint, and then the lights kick in, and you see all of those white lines.
He just becomes someone very fucking different when those black lights turn on.
It was beautiful presentation there.
And like Brian Zane said, the presentation is where the match peaked.
Yeah. And for those wondering, what about that botch? Botch was post-match. And also, no, it was post-match.
Yeah, and I will say for the match stuff, it was fine. I just feel like, looking at the time, it felt like it could have gone on a few minutes longer to really build things up, because it sort of just ended out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think the problem they had was between both Rumble matches, how much they wanted to put in the main event, and of course something else we'll be getting to later that I'm going to have complaints about. they felt panicked for time. Even if they had the time, I think they panicked and figured it was best to cut this and the next match to make room.
Yeah, gotta make room for the country.
It was bus ass.
We are going to shit on
Hardy.
Hardy.
What was his name? What is his name again?
Hardy.
It doesn't matter what that country fuck's name is.
Anyways, yeah, this match was fine.
With apologies to Dwayne Johnson.
Although the most hilarious part to me was post-match where we see Uncle Howdy and Pat McAfee goes, "Who's that?" Michael goes, "That's Uncle Howdy." And then Pat McAfee just buries the tone of the whole segment, ruins everything by going, "Well, howdy doody, welcome to SmackDown."
Because that's what Pat McAfee does.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, never underestimate the power of a riffer. Pat McAfee is an MST3K riffer.
That he is. And
you cannot convince me of anything else.
I just felt that the match was too hyped. There's just too much promotion, too much commercialism, too much talking about, what's this pitch black match going to be for a 5-minute piss poor hardcore match?
I actually agree with you on that. I think if they had toned down the build-up a little bit, I think it would have been fine. But they made such a big deal out of something that ended up being a total nothing burger.
Yeah.
At best, we can defend it by saying it's a story match. It's more about Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy than it was about his match with LA Knight. That match was a waste. The story is really the only good thing you get out of it besides the presentation.
And unfortunately for me, this was Bray Wyatt's first match back since he came back after being fired. And this was not a good return for him. Him and LA Knight deserved a lot better than a 5-minute crappy hardcore match.
I can definitely agree with that. Hopefully, once we get to WrestleMania,
you could have easily slotted out as the main event of a SmackDown.
Yeah.
Hopefully, once we get to WrestleMania, both these guys get more meat to chew on.
Absolutely. Bianca Belair didn't fare any better. She had Alexa Bliss as an opponent. For the build-up they had a great build-up too. 7:35. Bianca retains, and Alexa, again, with the post-match. And, of course, speaking of the post-match, Uncle Howdy missed LA Knight by a lot, but on a bump like that, shit on that all you want. I'll take both guys safe, please.
I think what could have been better, I think they could have just moved the camera a bit to hide that.
Yeah.
Could use a better camera angle. Then again, that's part of the difficulties of live television.
Mm-hmm.
Or as Randy Orton would say...
Hold on.
Aha!
You have the button.
Okay. If it's the one I think it is, because I believe I do have that one. Yes, I do. Let me just make sure I've got that one prepped for y'all right here.
Live TV is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, Belair and Bliss didn't feel like there was a lot of chemistry between the two, unfortunately.
I wasn't feeling this match at all.
Made me kind of sad because these two who are very talented wrestlers, there just wasn't anything going on as far as bell-to-bell stuff, really. Especially when they had Bliss do like a minute-long chin lock.
Yeah. 1 minute, so 1 minute in a 7.5 minute match. Something happened.
Yeah, so anyways, after the match, we got more spooky shenanigans with Uncle Howdy.
Yep.
Definitely trying. The one thing I will give the Uncle Howdy story credit for is that they're really trying to tie in all of Bray's past, including his ties with Alexa Bliss, which I think to this day Adam Blompier must be grinning from ear to ear, and he fucking called that ages ago.
I can hear it.
He fucking called that shit.
Boy, he did.
Yeah, they're trying to incorporate all of Bray's past, and that would include Alexa because, well, she did have her little spooky thing back a year or two ago. So they want to kind of bring that back into the fold. And now it's gonna, we'll just have to see where this leads. Does this lead to somewhere interesting, or is this all just gonna be a big waste of time?
Hopefully the former, not the latter.
Fingers crossed.
Great.
And so yeah, that's what happened. To be continued / better luck next time, ladies. Good effort. Have some steak, or steak like dinners if you are vegan or what. Moving on. The 30-woman Royal Rumble match was the semi-main. Maybe not as hot as the men's Rumble, but it didn't matter. The right person, I believe, won.
I actually joined this more than the men's Rumble.
It did. Actually? Yeah, kind of did on that one. That was a fun. Both are fun, though. Both are fun, to be fair. Then again, one has a lack of Logan Paul, so that probably helped with the enhancement. I don't know. Rhea Ripley won it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just laughing.
All right, cool. And Rhea was numero uno. She was the Iron Woman, went the entire way, including Liv Morgan, who was number 2, and with the entrant order as follows: Liv Morgan, Dana Brooke, Emma, Shayna Baszler, Bayley, B Fab, Roxanne Perez, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Natalya, Candice LeRae, Zoe Stark, Xia Li, Becky Lynch, Tegan Nox, Asuka. No, that's Kana. That's Kana.
Kana.
Piper Niven, no longer Drew Drop. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Tamina.
That's where we can get them.
Chelsea Green. Surprise. She's back. Zelina Vega. Raquel Rodriguez. Sorry, I'll try that again, Raquel. Raquel Rodriguez. Mia Yim. Lacey Evans in gimmick number, let's see, 10,773 armbar. Michelle McCool, who was at ring fucking side.
That was cool.
That was cool, actually.
Indy Hartwell, Sonya Deville. Boo. Shotzi Blackheart, Nikki Cross. And at number 30, my hole. She's only Moscow's. She gets hair.
I need to call this the fuck out right now.
Good old anti-vax Jax.
As Matty, I was pissed when I heard her music hit.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I was furious. Because I didn't watch all of Nia Jax's matches back in the day because I left the Fed right around the time she was starting to build up steam. But I remember seeing how often wrestlers were getting injured around here. And I know that a lot of those were accidents and a lot of them weren't her fault. But at some point, you have to stop and go, if she keeps being involved in all these accidents, maybe there's a problem. And yet they kept pushing her. And then there's the whole my whole thing, which, oh my fucking God.
Hey, it's a meme, and at this point, if it's the one thing that makes sure that she doesn't get lived down, thank God we still have it.
Yep.
But I never enjoyed watching it. A few times I did see a Nia Jax match, I did not enjoy what I watched.
She's had a handful of enjoyable matches, but that's mostly due to the people she was in the ring with, like the NXT TakeOver match she had with Bayley all the way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a great match.
Sorry. Never a fan of Nia Jax. So, and after how she acted after she left, I thought for sure she was done. Like, they would never hire her back. I was certain it was done, and I'd have to deal with that again. So to hear her music, I was like, oh, fuck you!
If it makes you any better, according to every dirt sheet I could read, she has not signed a new contract.
Thank
I heard otherwise.
fuck.
I heard otherwise. I immediately was heard that she had signed a new contract.
No, everything I've read, she is just one-time appearance and then one new T-shirt. That's it.
Good.
I hope it stays that way. Please let that be true.
As for the match, for me, the highlight was Zelina Vega coming out as jury.
Oh, yeah, I had a feeling that you'd enjoy that, especially with the 2D fighter moment on the apron.
Yeah, that was some good. I wish Yipes and Tasty Steve were commenting on it, or Yipes and Chris Matrix. But
this wasn't just cosplay for cosplay's sakes, because this was also a sponsored moment. It was actually mentioned during the show that that Zelina Vega was going to be doing acting as a commentator for the upcoming Street Fighter 6. So she was dressed up for the occasion.
Yes.
And Zelina Vega, diehard fan of fighting games, whether it's Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, she just loves them fighting games. And yeah, it's amazing to see someone who's actually charismatic in wrestling getting put in these games now.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, she looked damn good in that jury cosplay.
Yep, there was a lot of thirsty dudes on FGC Twitter after seeing that.
Of course,
I don't doubt it for a minute.
Of course, there were.
But yeah, I really wish McAfee and Corey just sound like utter goobers when they were just throwing out.
I heard that. I was like, oh, the cringe.
Boys, well, actually, with Pat, I can believe he's trying to be a gamer. Fair. But Cole, don't.
Cole, you are old. And I believe he stated that he hasn't played a game since, like, the Atari.
Damn. Part of me just wished as soon as Zelina Vega came out, Yipes just jumped the guardrail and put some headphones on. Yo, what's going on, Playboys? Let's get some Royal Rumble up in here. Oh shit, that's my girl. Oh, that's Jury with them educated feet.
No.
Or at least Austin Creed.
Yes.
Yeah, get Xavier out there, hop on, and basically go, yeah. Oh wait, is this not up, down, down?
Yeah, get Austin Creed in there.
Austin Creed, yeah.
He's free, but at least he plays fighting games.
Just come on, let him have this one, Shin. You didn't have to bring that up.
No. He is free. He will.
Yeah. For those who don't know what free means, basically Xavier Woods in fighting terminology, unfortunately a jobber.
Yeah, because free refers to the fact that it's a free win.
Yeah.
Free game.
Thumb warm up.
Hey Creed, you want to get your title back? Samoa Joe, Tekken, 1st to 5.
Power game, baby.
Yeah, no one can top the power game of Joey Headrocker.
Yeah, blessings to the power game, and blessings will be upon you with the power game.
Oh, don't worry,
we get to that power
folks.
game a little later on in this broadcast.
Mm-hmm. So I have Vengeance Day in the background, and they're plugging Against the Ropes on Netflix.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that. They also did it during the Rumble.
Oh, I missed that, obviously.
Because Rey Mysterio was in that.
Well, that makes sense.
Also, there's an English dub version of it where they actually get someone to dub over Rey Mysterio's voice, and he sounds nothing like Rey Mysterio.
So basically, 4Kids did this dub.
Oh.
Yeah, like I only saw the trailer for it, but when you hear the guy doing Rey Mysterio's voice, it's like, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck is that guy?
You're not Ron.
Nope. Ron Mastrio. Anyway. Main event, Roman Reigns defeats Kevin Owens. 19-15.
Oh, wait, we have new tag champions.
Yeah, we do. I was going to update that after the review there, but I believe Apollo Crews won the thing. Let me update the thing here. Carmelo Hayes defeats two zip over Apollo Crews. Aziz came out, beat the fuck out of Apollo Crews, so that's gonna be a feud. And Gallus are the tag team champs right now. As of right now, they've won the 4-way in 16-46. Up next is the two championship matches. The ladies go first.
Okay, I like Gallus. Okay.
I think it was like one of the few British tag teams they actually kept. So that's a good thing.
Actually, they're actually Scottish.
From NXT UK.
All right.
That's what I meant, and you know it.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you. Anyway, So Roman versus Kevin Owens, they had a banger, as we predicted, but that is not the focus. The focus is in the aftermath.
Yes, the choice had to be made.
Yeah, because if they're going to put this at the end of the show, they had to do something special to justify it, main eventing over the Rumble itself.
They were right to do it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to dispute it. They actually had a good. They actually made a good call on this one because they needed to really make this. Like this was a capper. You couldn't top this.
Yeah, Kevin Owens handcuffed to the ropes, eating super kick after super kick after super kick after super kick.
With Roman's going, I'm going to whack him, and forgetting that it's wrestling, not mob shit.
I was thinking that from the way Roman was talking to everyone. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy's like a mob boss.
Where's Goodfellas ref when you need him?
Right?
He's too busy yelling at wrestlers at Impact, telling them to break on 5 or they'll be sleeping with the fishes.
Hey, it's all legal to me. Hey, Roman, yeah, it's all legal. And he gives him 500. I didn't say nothing. Hey, what you guys doing around here? Nothing going on in the ring. They're just having a talk.
By the way, Shin, there was actually a picture of the referees that took a picture together before the tapings, and all the referees were smiling except for Goodfellas ref.
It's very true. I've seen that picture.
Of course he was, because he's a Goodfellas ref.
Blonde ref was smiling, and Smash Mouth ref was smiling. Goodfellas ref, not so much.
Why aren't you smiling, Goodfellas ref? I ain't saying nothing.
Impact, they have the best referees.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Kevin Owens about to get smashed in the face with a chair, but Sami's like, no, you don't need to do this. And Roman's like,
he's dead. Stop. He's already dead.
Which Roman's like, you're right. I don't need to do this. You need to do this.
Hands over the chair. And it's 3 minutes of the most agonizing wait possible.
And with the absolute perfect timing when Roman turns his back, Sami recreates the Shield betrayal.
Roman must have had some major PTSD flashbacks.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And if anyone, for whatever reason, did not watch this segment, let me tell you, the pop from it was so loud it distorted the audio.
Indeed.
It did.
That only happens once every so often. That is a very rare moment when you get a reaction that ginormous. That is something that is just proof that this was easily one of the most well built up face turns in ages.
That was impeccable.
This is why we go back to the time. This is why we go back to the bad timing for Sami, because had there not already been a plan in place for Cody, this was perfectly planned out otherwise, because they had built this up just enough. All that work, all the storylines, all of the back and forth with the Usos, each one trying to determine whether or not they can trust him. Roman deciding whether or not he actually belongs in the bloodline. All of that, the trial that happened on Monday, because yes, I did watch the Monday prior.
Mm-hmm.
All of that building up to that moment, it was golden.
And best part of what I liked about it, as soon as he did it, Sami wasn't mad, he wasn't raging, he wasn't threatening anyone. He just turned right around, dropped the steel chair, and he said, I'm sorry. And he said that to Jay, of all people, because he knew, I'm going to get my ass beat, but I'm not going to betray my friend. And he turned to the one person who hated him the most, but who came to his defense for that trial. And Jay was heartbroken. You could tell, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sorry. And then they just descended on him like a pack of vultures.
Yep, Jimmy, Solo, and Roman all just destroyed him. And when they called Jay to do the same thing, Jay he couldn't even face them. He
stayed on the turnbuckle, and when he stared out, he stood his trot. He had to fuck off.
He walked away, and looks like for the time being, he's out of the bloodline.
For right now. They do have a tag team match, a tag team title match coming up next week on SmackDown. So who knows? But yeah.
And and of course, we all know the reason why he couldn't hurt Sami.
Waffle House.
Waffle House. You don't hurt a man who treats you to Waffle House.
That's a special bond right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you saw that clip, you saw that clip.
Leave the memories alone. Don't change a thing.
So what do we think of this one, boys?
Well, Sir Jonathan, since you are a guest, please rate first.
Okay, so this is especially interesting for me because this was the first time me watching a WWE pay-per-view in ages.
Try almost a decade, folks.
Yeah, nigh on a decade. And so this to me was a litmus test for me. Because we had been talking for a while about how with Triple H at the helm, this was going to be when we really decided to see whether or not the WWE was able to rebuild. It's not perfect. We've already made that clear. There was a few slip-ups here with matches. Things got rushed. Things got pushed around. Oh, we didn't even mention. Here's how forgettable that concert was with Hardy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah. That just shows you how bullshit it was. We legitimately. We muted the stream when that concert started up because
we're most of us were going, okay, music. He starts singing, mute this motherfucker.
I muted it after the first verse. I tried to give him a chance, but I'm like,
same.
after the first verse.
Mace did this. They gave us that same tender mercy. Good Lord, folks.
No.
What is up with people with musical acts going to wrestling and just sitting like shitting like singing like shit?
There you go.
It wasn't even that like.
Fuck.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, just figured we'd throw that out there and make sure we didn't forget about it. But take that away.
Hey, no, don't worry. It's on my loser list. We ain't forgetting that shit.
Yeah, I think it might be on mine too. But it's not perfect. But I wasn't expecting perfection. I was expecting to enjoy 2 great Rumble matches and a killer main event. The other 2 matches, I was intrigued, but I wasn't like, these are going to be amazing. That being said, it lived up to that. The Rumble matches, maybe not the greatest, but certainly enjoyable. And that main event was fucking stellar. So, in all honesty, this was about as much as I could have asked for WWE under the Triple H era. You guys got me. I don't think I'll be coming back to the Fed permanently, but I'm certainly not going to say no if someone invites me to watch a pay-per-view with them.
So,
I think that's probably
see you at WrestleMania then.
Very possible. I'd say it's possible. I might join you guys for WrestleMania. So as far as a rating for this goes, on our normal 5 scale, I'd probably give this, I'd say a straight 3-star.
That's fair enough. Shed.
I'm like Shades. This was actually my first WWE pay-per-view since before the pandemic, and everything outside of the main event and the aftermath of that, I would have given it a 2.5. Both Rumbles were decent, but there were not enough surprise entrants in it to make you guess about who's coming out next, and it just wasn't enough for me. That pitch black match was bus ass. Bianca and Alexa just wasn't working it for me. And do we need to say anything less about Hardy? I've never heard and I probably never will again.
I mean, I would fart into the microphone, but then my microphone would stink, so, you know.
But if you include the main event, which was some of the best drama that you will ever see in a wrestling match ever, from any kind of angle, from the match itself was great. We knew that going in because it's Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. The storytelling afterward, that whole segment was wow. I have to give them props for that one. That was great. So adding this to the rest of it, I'm with Shades. I'm going to give it a straight 3 out of 5.
T-Dub?
All right, for me, I'm going to be a bit more generous here. I thoroughly enjoyed both Rumbles, the women's more than the men, just by a hair, especially because that ending, that ending between Rhea, Liv, and Asuka was just absolutely perfect. So I'm going to give the show a 3.5 out of 5. And that extra half is really just from how absolutely perfect that main event was. It could not have gone any better if you tried.
And that's where I'm sitting here. 3, but the ending, the post-match ending, 3.5 out of 5. Goddamn, Sami's works too hard. Too fucking hard. But it is appreciated. That being said, as I mentioned, we are in the middle of the thing. We already updated, but right now it's the Women's Championship Triple Threat. The leftovers of Toxic Attraction, GD Dolan, JC Jane taking on Roxanne Perez, and of course, Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller inside a steel cage pinfall submission only. We don't have a show next week because I will be going to a Partuki. Should be fun. Meanwhile, the next show we will be doing will be the week of Elimination Chamber. So I don't know if we're doing Friday or Saturday on that particular situation, boys.
Well, if it's Elimination Chamber, I'll definitely be watching that because that's usually a fun match to watch. People getting thrown into the chain and whatnot.
So next show we'll be doing a quick preview on Friday. We'll be back on Friday. We'll be back on the Friday. Preview.
Does that mean it's now time for the news of the week?
Let us do the news of the week. Actually, so we'll preview the quick. There's 3 matches announced as of filming. The 2 Elimination Chamber matches. One will be for the U.S. title in the men's division. Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, and Bronson Reed, with 2 other wrestlers to be determined. The women's match will be the one for to determine the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39. Yeah, 39. Next year will be 40. Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, and Natalya have been assigned that duty for that one. There's 1 left there. And Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn has been made official. Undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship of the World is on the line there. So that is the preview there. That'll be in Montreal, the Bell Center. My sister and her husbando, the bro-in-law, they're going to go over there. They're going to have an evening.
That sounds fun. I wonder if Matty D is going to be there.
I don't know. I do know for Claudia and Grant, it's their anniversary gift. Yeah, it's not on the. In fact, February 6th, which falls on Monday, is the anniversary of that wedding. So, yay. So that's what's going on there. Let us do some news, Shay. The gentleman. I almost said Shades, but I meant to say T-Dub.
Like, what do you mean? I don't do the news.
Well, you do the anime news. You used to do the anime news. Go ahead, T-Dub.
Man, that podcast has been gone forever. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so we start off with some bad news as the genius Leaping Lanny Poffo passed away earlier this week.
I know, I heard about that.
Yep. He was one of my all-time favorites from the Golden Age.
The genius of glory and renown.
Yeah, genius definitely the gimmick he's best known for. Early on, he was known as Leaping Lanny Poffo due to being an early high flyer. Mm-hmm. And when you see some of his early matches, you can see that he's basically wrestling what would eventually become the high-flying style you see in the 90s. So very ahead of his time he was.
Yep. He was. He had that. He had. Leaping Lanny is very much the thing. Yeah, he was a leaper. He could jump. He jumped good.
And for me, he pioneered the style of heel, the overly intelligent and well-educated heel who thinks he's better than everybody.
Oh yes, and we would see that formula copied time and time again throughout the decades.
Christopher Nowinski, Matt Stryker,
Damien Sandow,
Simon Dean.
Yep, very many. And of course, most recently, MJF.
Yep. But nobody did it better. than old Lanny Poffo. He pulled off the genius, and he just made you hate him just because he spoke better than you did.
So rest in peace, and that is now both members of the Poffo family that we've lost. Of course, about 10 years ago, Randy Savage.
I didn't even know they were brothers until like 2002.
Yeah, they kept that pretty hidden, really. They never really brought it up.
Oh, sorry.
On to happier news. This will especially make Matty happy, as Kota Ibushi will be returning to wrestling, not in New Japan, not in Pro Wrestling Noah, not in All Japan Pro Wrestling, not in Japan at all. And wait, is he coming to WWE? No. Is he coming to AEW? No. Ring of Honor? No. He is coming to Game Changer Wrestling, more specifically, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. And who's his opponent, Matty?
Speedball Mike Bailey. Let's fucking go.
Just hook it to my veins.
Thank you.
Anyone has never
These guys
seen.
aren't happy at all.
Oh no, not at all. We're pissed.
No, we're very upset. This is a tragedy.
If anyone has never seen a Mike Bailey match, do yourself a favor. Look up some of his matches. Hell, look up his match most recently with Kenny King. Because that's basically what we're going to get.
Yeah. Bloodsport is essentially no ropes wrestling, amateur rules, essentially.
Closest thing you're going to get to a shoot fight in professional wrestling.
That's going to be a good time.
So basically, and I hate the fact that I'm putting that gimmick over, we got Tiger Mask Double versus the second Black Ranger.
He finally admits it. We finally broke him, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah!
God damn it. I knew I was going to fucking regret it.
Too late now.
Why'd you say it in the first place, Matty? That's your own damn fault.
Gotta tell you, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. The next year has the fact that Cody has been teasing bringing back the Winged Eagle title. He's been making it public now in WWE sanctioned interviews. He wants that belt back.
Anything other than that jelly leather piece of shit, I'll take it.
And Cody brings up the fact that, I understand why they use the current belt. It's great for advertising, just a big old logo in the middle, but I love me that Winged Eagle belt. It's a classic championship.
Mm-hmm.
And again, why would you fuck with the Stanley Cup? You shouldn't have messed with... They should have stopped at that Undisputed title design. All these years ago. I will sit on that.
Or at least go back to it after Cena lost the spinner belt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we had to get the giant logo. Big old giant logo.
Giant tacky logo.
And according to Brian Alvarez, NXT wrestlers are apparently now going to be allowed to work with certain independent promotions again.
No, that's okay. Okay.
Which means, coming this summer, Braun Breaker in an ultra-violent death match at GCW against Nick fucking Gage.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Same here. That's never going to happen, T-Dub, and you fucking know it.
You also said Matt Cardona would never be in a death match, and look how that turned out.
To be fair, no, here's the thing. Here's the difference. They'll never let Braun Breaker, yes, so long as he's still under WWE contract, he'll never touch barbed wire ever.
I'll only accept this if for his entrance, his uncle did Braun Breaker's entrance. Coming in from Freak Zone, the nephew, Big Bad Booty Daddy.
Yeah.
Getting the gains and letting his body swole get big all freaking day. Ain't got time for no fat asses. And looking at you in the front row, you with eating the Philly cheesesteak, you're a fat ass. Can I take you to Cracker Barrel? And he just goes on a ramble and
Braun literally walks in with the NXT titles. Okay, I'm in. He keeps rambling. Out comes Triple H with the fucking hook.
Triple H, you come out here trying to put me, tell you I can't do standing recliner.
Picks up the microphone. I keep him going, but you got a death match to wrestle.
You want a death match? I'm gonna show Stephanie what a real man looks like. Look at my fucking muscle. Going to Cracker Barrel after this. Going to Cracker Barrel, bro. Go Cracker Barrel. Get my bash.
Oh, that's a nice callback.
Oh,
Hi, Pete Williams. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm still hungry.
So, this week there's been a lot of info released regarding WWE 2K23 coming out in just about a month and some change.
I saw.
So if you folks want to play, go right ahead. I barely played 2K22, and it was a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I barely played it. Sorry.
I'm excited for it because, it's going to have war games. The match looks like it's going to be tons of fun from the footage I've seen.
Yeah.
2 rings.
T-Dub. If you're going to say it, you got to do it right. War games!
War games!
There you go.
So, yeah, the war games match looks like it's going to be, it looks going to be tons of fun. And I can wait to see all the mayhem that some of the people are going to do online with it. Jesus Christ, this is going to be madness. And as we've seen from the footage, there will be weapons allowed in the War Games match.
It better be.
You know who I want to see in a War Games match in this game? He recently had He recently had a multiversal title match against Rocky. He should have won. The true champion of Philadelphia, Frank the Trash Man.
No,
Jesus.
God.
Well, I'm pretty sure someone will create him. And one of the notes that the developers made sure to state in an interview about last week was the fact that they've raised the quality of created wrestlers to now they'll be much more matched with wrestlers, so now it won't look as obvious when you use a created wrestler.
Okay, good.
So they're really raising the bar here all around in the quality. The only thing I'm kind of iffy on looking at the footage is the new pinning system, where you have to sort of get the timing where a cursor constantly goes back and forth, as does a sweet spot zone. You have to get the cursor right in the sweet spot zone to kick out.
Depends
So aside
on
from
how,
that, everything
good
looks
that is.
pretty damn good.
Didn't they try that whole kind of thing before?
No, this one's a bit different. They modified it.
Oh.
And so far, the roster's looking pretty good as well. We got Braun Breaker, we got Cora Jade in her skater gimmick, so everything is looking up. And of course, we got Cody Rhodes, who's looking absolutely amazing, one of the best looking models in the game. You can tell they definitely put their heart and soul in that one.
I saw the preview for that, and I was like, holy crap. If you told me that was live action footage, I might have actually believed you.
Yeah, you can tell. You can always tell that when it comes to like the main event level wrestlers, they got to put their heart and soul into those. Like, obviously, some of the lower card wrestlers, they might look a bit off some years, but when it comes to main event stars, you can tell they always make sure to get those right. And goddamn did they do that this year. Also, there's a multi-person bloodline entrance that looks pretty sweet. So all in all, 2K23 looking like a first day buy for me. All right, now let's get into Dynamite from Dayton, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Start things off with Hangman taking on the home region boy, Jonathan Moxington.
The crowd did not like Hangman on Wednesday.
Yeah, they were definitely all in for their hometown boy.
They were there to watch some blood and some piss being gargled.
Oh, God damn it.
And Mox gargled the hell out of Hangman's piss.
That he did. Full deep-throated that shit.
And he did it all in front of his own father, who accompanied him.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, they were a pair of good boys. That's what they were.
Oh, yes.
And if you get that joke, you get that joke.
Also, some nice crowd fighting, and I looked away for about 5 seconds. I looked back at my screen, and all of a sudden, Moxley's busted open.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was not a good gig job by Mox.
Why not?
You see, the camera cut to him too early, and you could see him gigging himself on the side of his face.
Wow. So I looked away at the right moment then.
It was like Mox. Yeah, we saw that.
At one point, Mox did hit a very nice leaping cutter, literally going from the floor, from the mat, all the way up into a cutter in one motion onto Hangman. I'm pretty sure Randy would be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Hangman also hit a nice-looking God's Last Gift. Which we don't know, that is the name of the small package driver that Seth Rollins used to use back in ROH.
Yipper.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Damn. Back when he was Tyler Black.
Yep. Buckshot Larry only got 2.9, and Mox ended up winning with a roll-up counter to a Bulldog choke that Hangman was trying to use. Hangman was trying to do some mind games and use Mox's finisher against him, but ended up biting him in the ass. 2.9 count. However, it looks like this rivalry is still far from over, as these two still wanted to beat the shit out of each other afterwards.
Oh yeah, they're not done.
Well, then we got a backstage promo with the Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, and Hater. And it looks like next week it'll be the Bunny versus Hater, but no time for that now, as Saray and Storm are beating the shit out of Britt Baker backstage.
Yep.
They're really pushing this, like, they don't outright state it, but it is what it is. The WWE versus AEW women's feud.
Basically, yeah, it's a homegrown versus the new versus the girls from the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't state it, but you know that's what it is.
Yeah, you know where my vote goes.
Your vote goes to whoever has the most cake.
And we already know who has the most cake in AEW.
Hater.
Yep.
Truly, a man of principle.
Yeah.
And a man who appreciates
this one.
And a man who appreciates cake.
Anyways, we then go to the Acclaimed versus some jobbers, and before the match, the jobbers scissor each other.
And one of them, of course, they blocked that. And one of them has the best / worst top rope thing. How do you describe that in audio format? I don't know how to describe it.
Also, I believe when we commented on their attire, they look like here, buying the Beverly Brothers on Wish.
Yes. Totally totally Wish.com Beverly Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Nice call from Excalibur during this match. A three-way scissor party in the Nutter Center.
Very wholesome. Very wholesome.
Excalibur's been, like, just going to town. You hear how often he's been, like, poking fun at Shivani lately? Like, he's been going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love how much fun the commentary has with each other.
Yeah, they're having something. That's why they were my commentators of 2022. So much fun listening to those three guys go at it.
And you can tell, like, they're just one split second away from just bursting out laughing every time. They have to mute themselves so often.
They really do.
Anyways, the Acclaimed went the mic drop, and then out come the Guns. And then the Acclaimed, they trade words until Daddy Ass says, "Fuck this, I'm out." And then Austin Gunn calls out Billy Gunn's old pill addiction. Which is enough for Billy Gunn to say.
Not have done that.
So now next week we have a tag title match. The Ass Boys versus the Acclaimed for the World Tag Team Championship.
Boys, I'm making a call right now on this one. Prep the betrayal button.
Yeah.
I don't want Daddy Ass to betray them.
It's too perfectly set up this way. I see a long game betrayal happening here.
Mr. Matty?
It's set up too perfectly.
I will have it ready for your perusal on Facebook on Wednesday.
Thank you. Fully loaded.
Yipper.
I don't want to say it. This pairing is too perfect.
It is, but that won't stop them if they can make a good story out of it.
Yeah, I know. It's still getting some of the loudest reactions from the crowd every time the music hits.
Scissor me, Daddy Ass.
Then we get a backstage promo from Jack Perry, and he says he enjoyed tagging with Hook, but what he wants is singles gold.
So far, he's the only pillar to have never won singles gold in AEW.
That is true.
Jungle Boy TNT champ.
TNT or Raw Atlantic.
Yeah, I can see the one.
Give it all Atlantic. Have him go all Atlantic. And I gotta say, his promo game has really improved.
Oh, especially since he first debuted in the company in 2019. It is just leaps and bounds better.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Progress. You love to see it.
And next we have Konosuke Takeshita versus Brian Cage, who's coming to the ring by Shin's favorite manager, Prince Nana.
Shame I couldn't tweet at him. I had such a good tweet for him. God damn it.
My next note here says, Takeshi's theme sounds very WCW. It almost sounds like a ripoff of the Nitro theme.
Ooh.
Anyone else catch that?
I could see him coming out to the Beetle.
Oh, yeah, the Lex Luger Beetle.
Yep.
All he needs
Lex
is random
Luger's
pyro.
WCW theme song, for those who don't know. Google it. It's or watch OSW. Both work.
These two had a banger match at one point. A 2.99 on a stalling German suplex from Takeshita.
That was a beauty.
Takeshi's really impressed me since I first started seeing him in AEW. He's absolutely been killing it. And I can see why they've been really starting to push this guy, because it's clear he's got the potential to be a star.
That it is.
By the way, before we continue, Roxanne Perez did indeed retain the NXT Women's Championship. 14-42. The steel cage is loaded, and Grayson Waller is in ring waiting for Braun Breaker to fuck him up.
Well, Grayson, hope you enjoyed your time in the main event scene, because it's going to be over in about 15 minutes, so soak it up all you can, because you're about to be dog food.
Oh, yeah. Hur, hur, hur.
I'm glad you got it, Matty.
Mm-hmm.
So, what ended up stealing the deal for Mr. Takeshita was an avalanche brainbuster and then a damn good-looking knee strike.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I think it is physically impossible for Konosuke Takeshita to have a bad match.
well, here's hoping that fact is true.
Especially with what's going on this coming Wednesday.
Nevertheless, we then go backstage with JAS, and they have set up now the Garcia Guevara gauntlets. For
Basically,
Mr.
a
Ricky Starks.
gauntlet match, essentially, for the man.
Yep. Ricky Starks, or as Shin says,
Pretty Ricky, what they call him.
Thank you.
he's going to have to go through pretty much the entire JAS to get to Chris Jericho. Have fun.
Oh, you know what I have to do.
Oh, here we go. Just because.
Yeah, because Garcia was. Yeah, Yep.
That's right, Starks. You got to go through the entire JAS if you want a piece of the Ocho, Chris Jericho. Now, excuse me. I'm going to go talk to a gooey duck. Hey, gooey duck, what's going on? You look like a penis. Do you know that? You look like a penis, but everybody eats you. They say you're tasty. What's up with that? Are you tasty, gooey duck? Okay. See you later, gooey duck. Say hi to your mother for me.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a gooey duck is a real animal, and yes, it does look like a penis, and people do eat it.
Okay, then I might have to Google that. So moving on.
I'm gonna nod and say I did.
Yeah, same.
Moving on, we have the Elite promo at a gymnasium. Nick hits a nice-looking shot into the basket, and then we got the Firm appearing, and then Isaiah Cassidy does what he does best, and that is be himself.
Mm-hmm.
Which ends up setting up a match that happened this Friday for the Trios Championships.
Oh, yeah.
I was half expecting them to break out into a 4-on-4 basketball match at that point.
I know, right?
Maybe if this was still the lockdown era.
Come on, Stokely. You ain't got no game. Not against the invisible hand. Who's got the invisible hands to make it rain, baby?
Jesus.
Raising.
This call from Excalibur is amazing. Don Callis is so lame he thinks NFTs are still a thing.
I loved that. I was like, yeah. Because I heard Don Callis bring up the NFTs, and I'm like, why would you do that?
And I remember in that call when he said that, I recall saying the words, heel heat.
And then Excalibur pulling that little gem out, and I'm like, Thank you, Excalibur, for not being an idiot.
And then we got, oh boy, this match. Oh, buddy, boys. Bryan Danielson versus Timothy. I'm not British, but maybe I am, but I'm actually not Thatcher.
This was my first time seeing a Timothy Thatcher match. And, yeah, the hype's real. I was impressed.
What did you think, Stu Hart? Stretch him.
Stretch him.
Yeah, Thatcher wrestler, a very vicious, very technical style, very much like you'd see in British-style wrestling matches.
Mm-hmm. Toothless Timmy is not a joke.
Oh, no.
For those complaining this is very sports entertainment, you got yourself a straight-up stretcher match out of both guys.
Yep,
No, not the physical stretcher, just both guys trying to stretch each other.
Oh, yes. At one point, though, there's a ref bump. MJF tries to interfere with his ring, but Takeshita ran out of nowhere and just ran him right out of this match.
Just, like, he can't, I think the best way to put it is he Keith Lee'd his ass.
Basically, yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Came out of just off camera and just started beating the shit out of him. Like, no, we're going to have a fair winner in here. Fuck you. And Danielson picked up the victory with the Busaiku knee.
The Cena killer.
Indeed. And MJF and Takeshita kept fighting backstage after the match. And then during such, Renee Young made the announcement that next week, Takeshita versus MJF in a world title eliminator match. And Shivani had no sympathy for MJF as he was just laughing the whole situation up.
What's wrong with you, Shivani? That's not fair. That's not fair. He's going to get kicked in the airbags.
Then we got a backstage segment with the Mogul affiliates as they call out Brian Pillman Jr. And they end up having a match on Friday as it looks like Mogul affiliates will be going after second-generation wrestlers.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how we finally got the name of our third man in the Mogul affiliates?
Yep.
You mean fuckboy number 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not.
So dumb and forgettable. I've already forgot what the name actually was.
I think it's Trench.
Trench.
That's it. Yeah. Fucking Trent. Perfect name for this guy, considering that once I heard that, I wanted to run into a trench.
He's good as fuckboy number 2. Alongside Parker Boudreaux's fuckboy number 1.
We're the fuck boys.
No, God. No.
We're the fuck boys.
Bench for this guy, and that's the name we go with? What the fuck?
Sneaky swerving the fuck boys.
Actually, the nickname I gave to them as a tag team is the Fuckboy Express.
I know, that's actually better, T-Dub. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Fuckboy Express. Let's not try to put over them like the ass boys.
It has lineage. First, we had the Rock and Roll Express, then the Midnight Express, then the Orient Express, and now the Fuckboy Express.
That, and I think the ass boys earned their heat. These guys are just there because goons. Hired goons. Yeah.
Well, at least they're better goons than Dollar Store.
No. Oh, no.
We're not even talking about SmackDown. Come on, Shin.
It's the truth. They're better goons than Dollar General was.
Jeez Louise.
At least they didn't purposely try to get Swerve disqualified.
Hey, Ref, watch this. Stupid bump.
Anyways, next week we're getting Danielson versus El Toro Blanco Rouge.
That's gonna be a freaking banger.
And of course, it turned out not to be the Stinger, but of course MJF wants that arm broken again because reasons.
He's desperate.
He is desperate. Let's be fair, but
he goes
into the locker room. All my Spanish is come to say mid. We all laughed.
Yes.
Yeah, he comes. Yeah, we have that backstage interview as Matty Boynell with LFI and MJF came in with one briefcase. He said, first one's on the house. And if you get the job done, there'll be 5 more waiting for you. So that just shows you how absolutely desperate he is to take Bryan Danielson out before the pay-per-view.
Yep, he is terrified of Bryan.
Yeah,
he knows that Bryan... Which, again, we know how this is going to end, but it just makes it that much more compelling that he's that desperate, even though we know in the end he's going to end up winning because they want to make him look super strong.
Yeah, you can just tell, like, Bryan Danielson is this, as Shin pointed out last week, this insurmountable mountain that MJF cannot climb himself, so he's using every bit of money and influence to chip away at the mountain, bit by bit, to make it as easy as possible for himself. Because he knows, one-on-one with Danielson, he will get them sklounced.
Even with one arm, MJF is still terrified of the Dragon. He may not say it, but his actions and how he's being portrayed show him that he is scared of him. And this is what Regal wanted the entire time.
Oh, yes. And following that, we got Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship.
Okay, time for me to get pissed again.
Yeah.
Really?
Here's the thing. It's not that it was Red Velvet. Red Velvet's a great wrestler.
I think we should underline this right now. This is nothing against Red Velvet. The match itself was fine. Both did good. So we're going to say that right now. Match was fine. The issue that Shades and I have go beyond that.
Because here's the thing. This was the 50 match. This was the big 5-0 for Jade Cargill. Either she was going to get her first loss or her 50th win. Either way, big fucking deal. I have one question for everybody. Why the fuck was this match on a random-ass Dynamite?
You got a point.
A match, a milestone that big, 50 straight wins. This should have been a pay-per-view match. Or at the very minimum, a special episode. You know, a winner is coming type event. Not a just regular random-ass Dynamite.
Or at least main event.
Yeah. What? If that was the main event of Dynamite, we probably would have went, it's not what we would have wanted, but main event. Fair play.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, it was women's match o'clock. You know, as we so have lovingly called it, because 9:20, roughly around 9:20, women's match, almost every time. Women's match o'clock. It was so half-assed. No big, and you know what? If you had just done something after the match, a big reveal, or even a tease at something bigger coming, I might have forgiven it. No, just literally, decent match, Jade gets her 50th win, done. What?
Let me ask you folks a question in the audience. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was. And then when Strip goes to building to 100, no. It shows how little the TBS title means. Yeah, as of right now, yeah.
It does.
I would say it means at least something because at least it's still on television.
Yeah.
But who wants the fucking plan then? Can you exposit what the plan might be? Because I don't fucking know.
The only thing I can exposit is that the plan is still for Chris Statlander to get that belt.
When?
When?
I'd imagine they're still just waiting for her to return. Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
T-Dub, at this point, with all due respect to Chris Statlander, fuck her. What's plan B? They don't have a fucking plan.
Yeah, because at this point, even if she did come back, is she going to come back credible enough to be a threat to Jade Cargill? Because I honestly don't think so. She's been injured so many times, she's already going to look weak in the eyes of most fans. They need a big name to compete against her. And who are they going to get? The only people that they could possibly bring in are the only people that could go up against her.
Okay, I'm going to time out. And then in your street, it has to be Monet. That should have been match 50. And it's not.
Actually, but Mace even made a counter to that.
Yeah.
A star as big as Mercedes Moné, do you think she's going to go for an undercard title?
True.
So
And if
that's
it was
not even a
Monet,
viable
times
option.
fucking passed.
Yeah.
I've said from the outset when AEW started, yeah, we're gonna love them, but we have to be critical. And no, it won't do it because it'll bury Jade Cargill. You don't want to bury Jade Cargill either. It's not the boss. Well, okay, fair enough for the boss show. That makes sense, TBS. But no, you're bringing Monet for the main event slot, not the TBS slot.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Like get that idea of, oh, Monet's got to go for the TBS stuff. Not anymore. She ain't. Match 50's done.
They've ruined it. There's literally nobody in AEW or even outside of it that could be a viable opponent for Jade Cargill. She is now too strong.
And bringing up Monet, 50th match, big opponent. It'll be a big deal. Big opponent, all that stuff. That would have been the ideal thing. Okay, big match. We'll put it in the main event, and somehow Cargill loses. You could say, okay, you could still give her the strength of, hey, she was 49-1 in her start of the career. The pressure got to her. You could excuse it. Any other situation, not as much. And let's stop it. Enigma, I'm going to cut it off right now. Not anymore. It ain't going to fucking work anymore. What's the fucking plan? You have no one to take that belt off her. And if they come, I'll be honest. The next time I call bullshit will be the minute they decide, I'm going to take the belt off. We're going to take the belt off Jade. Jade will go, I'm going to drop him to go for another belt. No, bullshit. She needs to drop it. But to who? There's no one left.
Yeah. Anyone who picks that belt now, it's not gonna be seen credible. It's gonna seem like they literally half-assed it.
Well,
No way to salvage this.
The build will be half-assed. They could still make a star out of it, but it's not gonna feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. They've lost that moment. It's too late.
They still have the moment of, her first loss ever. Who dealt it to her? But on the 50th, no.
Yeah.
It was a missed
What
opportunity.
is the fucking plan?
They have booked themselves into a corner now.
The only thing I can come up with is try to work it into the whole angle between Saraya and Toni Storm going after the AEW originals because Jade is a homegrown talent. That's the best I can do.
And even then, if they use cheating tactics to do that, people will be furious.
Which, if you're looking for heel heat for Saraya and that group, you can convert that legit hatred into heel heat. There's a possibility.
You do it right.
You gotta do it right, but there's a possibility there. But again, the anger goes to what was the fucking plan in the first place? You're just gonna build her up because she's there? I'm sorry, no, bullshit called. And you know what? I'll take what Enigma Extreme just put in the chat. Tony seriously needs someone to book the women's division better. Agreed.
You are absolutely correct on that one.
Indeed,
you need someone dedicated to that division, and you need more than women's match o'clock on Wednesday. Fuck the ratings at this point. The women's division is mid.
I will say, at least
doing her damnness, still mid.
I will say they're definitely doing it better now than they were 6 months ago.
Still mid, though.
Because at least there is some storylines actually accumulating.
Still just mid, though.
I would say definitely above mid.
After Wednesday, still mid, though.
Well, for you.
T-Dub, no, there's no excuse. It's still mid.
All right. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, we're going to have to disagree, Matty. Matty, we're going to have to disagree. Stop getting angry.
You know what? I want AEW to survive for 10 years, so I'm going to be pissed off now. It's not often I get to be pissed off at AEW. Let me enjoy this at least.
I can't enjoy getting angry.
You?
So
Fair.
moving on from that,
Moving on.
yeah, moving on from that, we have Baker and hey, after Jade celebrated with her daughter, which was a nice little moment there.
Even though she was crying.
Yeah.
That's because the daughter was in
Poor
front of like
thing.
10,000 fans. That's got to be terrifying for her.
Yeah.
Booing her mama. So to be fair, there's that.
Yeah, imagine being a child and just hearing people boo your mother. That's got to be a very weird experience,
Yeah.
especially for such a young kid. That's just I can't imagine being in those shoes. So, anyways, we go backstage with Baker and Hayter as they're recovering from Baker's attack, and in comes Ruby, and it looks like gonna have some sort of uneasy alliance here, as Ruby seems to be siding with the AEW originals out of a respect.
Mm-hmm.
But only slightly. She's still kind of like there's still. The problem is Baker's not accepting that, and it's pushing her away. And then once she gets pushed far enough, where do you think she's gonna end up?
Yep.
Grayson Waller is dead. Braun Breaker retains.
Well, saw that coming a mile away, so
Yeah.
hope at least the match was good for the sake of Grayson Waller's career.
It was a cage match. From the looks of it, it looked like it was wrestled well.
Oh, this just confirms what I said last week in that it really does look like they're turning Baker face alongside Jamie Hayter.
Braun Breaker. Oh no, we were talking about Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Never mind.
A lot of bees.
A lot of bees. A lot of bees. A lot of
So it really does
R's.
look like they're going all in with the Baker face turn.
This was not the direction I was expecting.
I don't think any of us were expecting this, but seems to be going rather well. And I especially enjoyed Baker's interactions during Hayter's match against Emi Sakura last week on Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Baker took a sign from the crowd and just played cheerleader for Hayter during the match.
Trying to use whatever positive energy she's gained to give Jamie Hayter all the love. And she doesn't need to, but hey, it's much appreciated, I'm pretty sure.
Also love seeing Best Bros accompany Emi Sakura to ringside. Good tag team those two are, especially their finisher, the Dolphin Splash, where Balyanaki lifts up Mesuruga and gives her an assisted shooting star press. Looks really nice in action. One of the better looking finishing moves I've seen in recent memory. Anyways, now we have our main event. Samoa Joe, aka Joey Headrocker, the presider of the Power Game, versus Darby Allin in a no-holds-barred match for the TNT title, and oh boy, Darby got destroyed here.
Destroyed's one word. Darby's dead. D-E-A-D, dead.
Yeah.
Holy shit, did you have to go that hard?
And this match included Shin's favorite part, Darby falling down some stairs.
Why do you think I keep saying it all the time? He does it to himself. And yea, did Samoa Joe smiteth that rapscallion Darby Allin, and once again gained back his crown as the undisputed monarch of televised media. Bow, peasants! Bow!
I only bow to the Power Game.
At the end of the
I'll
match,
bow
Darby ended up
now.
taking off the ring canvas and the padding, but
I was talking, dude. I was
sorry.
riffing. I'm literally going, I'm going to bow to the Power Game, so I'm just going to bow now, thou. Discord! What can I tell you?
Yeah.
anyways, at the end of the match, Darby ended up taking off the ring canvas and the padding. Then he did the worst thing he could do as a high flyer and tried to dive at Joe, who said nope, and he threw himself through a table.
When will they learn flying at Joe just invites you to go, nope?
It's literally the worst thing you can do to Samoa Joe because he's going to see it coming. He's read the book. He read your book. And this ended up being followed up with an avalanche muscle buster onto the unprotected wood padding on the ring.
And both men took that bump. Ow, fuck.
Joe is going to have a nice scar after that match is over.
Oh, yes. But Samoa Joe could not bask in his own glory for very long as Wardlow has returned.
Yeah, you notice how Jake Hager wasn't with the JAS that night?
Ah, that should have tipped us off from the beginning.
That explains it.
He was getting Wardlow ready for his return.
It answers so much.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go out there, baby. Show him you're the man. Show him you're the war dog. And when it's all over, come to my room and you can war dog on me all you want.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep. Just gonna, for the benefit of the shades here, I think it's a good idea to hit this button again here.
I'm so sorry. Whoever you are, I am so sorry.
Following that, we go to AEW Rampage, as I'm sure Shades wants to forget that image as quickly as possible.
Please.
And we start things off with something that will definitely help with that. The Elite versus the Firm for the World Trios Championship.
Story match, but what a match to tell a story with.
They've been really building up this thing. The story that they're telling with this, I love this, is that Matt Hardy, while he's being forced to do this under the contract, is at least trying to give his all for the Firm. He's like, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to fucking do it right. And then here comes all ego Ethan Page go, no, this is my show, I'm doing this, and he keeps fucking it up.
Yep, every time Matt Hardy gains any sort of offense, Ethan Page is like, all right, that's a good job, tag me in. All throughout the match, yeah.
Oh, teed up.
You got cut off.
Your microphone betrayed you.
Ah.
There we go.
How am I sounding now?
Better.
All right. So, yeah, Ethan Page, every time there was offense going in their direction from Matt Hardy, he would say, all right, that's good enough. Tag me in.
Yeah.
And things really came to a head when, unfortunately, Matt Hardy accidentally attacked Ethan Page, who was on the apron. So Matt Hardy had to attend to him, which led poor Isaiah Cassidy to get not only a one-winged angel, but a BT trigger for his troubles.
So, of course, that's the perfect excuse for Page to blame Matt for the loss, when really a lot of it was his own fault.
He'll blame Matt for anything.
It's really a matter of perspective, really.
He'll blame Matt for anything that goes wrong in his life.
What? The price for this action figure went up through the roof? Damn you, Matt Hardy!
On brand.
This Whopper has onions in it when I specifically asked for no onions. Matt, this is all on you. My wife wasn't satisfied sexually last night because there can only be one explanation for it. Matt, what did you do?
So we go from that to Ricky Starks, or Pretty Ricky, what they call him, backstage, and he accepts Jericho's challenge. And then we got quite a unique step as Team Lethal were backstage gloating about all of their misdeeds towards the Best Friends, and then the Best Friends themselves respond, and it looks like Darkhausen might be making a return.
Yeah, he was pissed.
They don't want to see Darkhausen again.
Nope.
Could you imagine the sight of Darkhausen actually slamming just that giant, Satnam Singh? Could you imagine that?
He can do it.
I guarantee you the roof will get blown off the place.
They've handled very nice. They are not ready for very evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Brian Pillman Jr. versus Swerve Strickland and the Fuckboy Express.
John? Hey, John?
Yes?
We're bringing that to TJ and Mace on Wednesday.
Yes, we are, and I'm sure they will love it.
Fuckboy Express aside, this was a very good match.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Oh, yeah. Say what you will about the Fuckboy Express. Swerve Strickland is a damn good wrestler. I mean, he proved himself more than enough times. And Brian Pillman Jr., which, by the way, now ditching the old Varsity Blondes gimmick, since obviously that got taken away from him, and pulling a call back to his dad's old WCW days, flying Brian Pillman Jr.
I dig it.
Yes, love that.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Near the end of the match, Swerve ended up murdering Pillman's knee. And got a 2.9 off of his back kick. And it looked like Pillman was going to pick up the victory, but the fuckboys end up distracting Pillman enough for Swerve to have first a Death Valley driver on the apron, and then just to hit, I guess you could call the coup de grace, is Swerve Stomp. Eh?
That's who they look like. Why did it take me so long? The Fuckboy Express. I was like, they look like video game characters, but I couldn't figure out what game, and I was like, Def Jam Fight for New York. They look like those created wrestlers that came out of Fight for New York.
Oh yeah, where you just put tattoos on them to increase their stats.
Or just the ones created for the game, like House and those Jamaican guys and a few of those other guys. They look like those made-up wrestlers for that game.
I'm pretty sure some of those are actually based off of just like underground low-tier rappers.
No, I have never heard. I have never heard of a rapper called House ever.
Well, we're saying the look. The look is based on that.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of underground rappers that look like that look like those fuckboys.
And then we got following that, it looks like Swerve and his boys were going to fuck up Brian Pillman, but out came Dustin Rhodes to save the day. And then
Gonna make another prediction on that. They're gonna take out Dustin Rhodes eventually, but as soon as they do, you're just gonna hear 3 words coming from the speakers. Who am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's coming.
We're just waiting.
And then we got a nice House of Black promo package where they announced that they didn't want Eddie Kingston to join them. They just wanted to show off his true nature.
And conspicuous by his absence is Eddie Kingston.
Interesting that. More on the story as it develops. Then we get Storm and Saraya versus the Renegade Twins. And you gotta tell you, these Renegade Twins, they're probably going to get signed under contract by AEW if they're not already within the next few months.
They were dead. We basically said that the Twins, they're the ones that are actually the real deal, while the Bella Twins were their version of them on Wish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's interesting is that the Renegade Twins have only been wrestling for about 2.5 years.
And
my point still stands.
And already better than the Bella Twins.
Not exactly a high bar to cross there.
True.
But yeah, the Renegade Twins definitely have some talent. I definitely hope they do get signed.
And after the Tony Storm and Saraya pick up the victory, they pull out the spray paint and paint and spray some L's on them. And a lot of spray paint gimmicks going around recently in wrestling.
Literally handing the Renegade Twins an L on that one.
New World Order.
Recently
that comparison was inevitable.
Because recently we've been seeing some spray paint gimmicks from Trey Miguel on Impact. So, spray paint all around. And if you want to say spray in general, we've also been seeing that from Brandon Cutler.
Very true.
He's ahead of his time on that one.
A little bit.
Then we get an Adam Cole promo package, hyping up his match at Revolution, who will be against still TBA. And I got this note here. I miss Mark Henry main event interviews. That's the one thing I don't like about the current Rampage.
You know what? What's even worse is in this one, he literally they do the promo package that they do, and then he immediately jumps in. It's time for the main event. Didn't even give me a chance.
We're mid conversation. He pops up. Time for the main. God damn it, Mark.
You guys describe it like it's a jump scare.
It wasn't, but yeah, it may as well have been.
Might as well have been with the way he did it. Like, it literally was just out of the blue. Didn't even have time to see it coming. Normally, he gets the build-up, it's like, well, it looks like there's been enough time. He didn't do that! I wasn't ready. I normally follow along with him. I usually do a sing-along with Mark Henry on that, and he completely screwed it up.
I really missed the interviews, though. I feel like that gave Rampage its own unique presentation.
Yeah.
So anyways, we end up getting the Ring General, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels versus Antonio Blanco Rouge. And this just makes me want to see the Ring General, Christopher Daniels versus the Ring General, Gunther.
Do you want Christopher Daniels to die?
It'll be a worthy sacrifice.
You know, John, the sad part is he's not wrong.
I can't disagree with him.
Hello,
I do want to see that.
Hello, Walter. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. So I've only got one question for you. Have you checked on your Roth IRA when you signed up with the WWE? You just gotta check and make sure that all your P's and Q's are signed. And you're also an immigrant, so that's gonna have to go on your W-2 form.
Good old talent relations, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you would expect from these two professionals, another excellent main event here, and at one point LFI had some failed interference, which included Jose getting kicked right in the face. Ouch.
Yep.
That almost cost Rouge the match, but unfortunately, Rouge blocked the best moonsault ever with his knees, which led to Daniels getting the horns.
Best horns ever!
I have no idea what he's saying.
Good effort there, Shin. Have some steak.
Hey, got us laughing. I'll take it.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me.
And I'm going to make a prediction now. Within the next 2 to 3 years, Rouge is going to be a top babyface of AEW or Ring of Honor.
Prediction.
And that's all I have for this week. Anyone else got anything?
I got nothing.
I don't think we had the WGGP this week, right?
Nope.
Johnny
was actually out of town.
Ah, that's right. Yeah,
he had to play 2K23.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky bastard. He was also on the Giant. Guess what? He was also on the Giant Bomb podcast.
Busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy is just, man, Johnny Blood, busy guy. I mean, if he's not doing wrestling, he's doing these podcasts and going to all these places playing new video games. Should, in the words of Dolph Ziggler, it should have been me!
And cut to Frank Kazarian looking, do ya? Let's do winners and losers. Shades, you kick us off.
Well, AEW was pretty good this week, so for losers, gotta go with the most obvious one out there, fucking Hardy. I don't care what Pat McAfee says. You sing like shit. Get off the stage.
I think Pat was trying to toe the line as much as possible, but
you cost us two good matches of the Royal Rumble that weekend. So screw you.
Shin, D-Cell, loser. Let's go.
Yes, we got a D-Cell. And this one comes straight from Twitter, from a YouTube channel that I used to be sub to, but then I realized they're a bunch of fucking hacks. Wrestle-lamia.
Oh, no.
Unsubscribed from there like 5 years ago.
If you're wondering why, Wrestle-lamia dropped a story provided supposedly by Sportskeeda, stating that Vicky Guerrero found the entire angle between the Mysterios and Rhea Ripley to be utterly disgusting. A few moments later, Vicky Guerrero retweeted saying that she never talked to either Sportskeeda or Wrestle-lamia, and she is in full support of both the Mysterios and Rhea Ripley, and she finds the entire angle to be utterly enjoyable. Basically, they didn't cross their P's, they didn't dot their I's, they didn't back check any of their sources before they broadcast this story on their Twitter. They took it back, but it just goes to show you how much hacks they are and how they truly deserve the name lame. Keep in mind, this is the same channel where one of their members called Ted DiBiase Ted DeBias.
I remember that fucking video.
Like, how do you get the name wrong of one of the greatest heels in professional wrestling, and you call yourself a wrestling channel? So, for all you've done, Lamia, that D-Cell's for you. Losers, I got to give it to that Pitch Black match. I did not enjoy it. I hated it. The presentation was about the only good thing going about it that I really cared about. Other loser goes to other loser as far as DSP for bitching and moaning because Selena Vega, a real Street Fighter fan, is going to be in Street Fighter 6, and they didn't have to ask him, a guy whose own claim to fame is placing fourth in a boycotted Evo on a piss-poor port of Super Turbo. And my final loser, we mentioned him in the pre-show, we got to mention him here. Billy Mitchell, giant beardo face himself.
Caught him in 4K! Caught in 4K!
Motherfucker.
Good news, Billy Mitchell finally found evidence that he did the mortgage broker record playthrough. Bad news is it's on modified hardware, which completely invalidates the record. Billy Mitchell.
All that effort to try to clear his name, and he ended up just burying himself deeper.
It also doesn't help. It also doesn't help that the referee. And it also doesn't help that the referee for that oversaw his record break was Todd fucking Rogers.
No, he wasn't the referee. That wasn't the referee that was in that shot.
Yeah, he was wearing a referee's shirt.
Are you sure it wasn't the other guy, that other ref that's notoriously part of that corrupt?
No, I know which ref you're talking about. No, it was Todd Rogers. I know that balding head anywhere. He was wearing a referee shirt in all the pictures. So yeah, giant beardo face. I'm looking forward to that lawsuit of yours against Twin Galaxies in a couple of months.
The moment that photo came out, Twin Galaxies like, well, we just got our next mortgage paid off.
Pretty fun. And Carl Yost is over there going like, thanks for helping making my job easier, fucker.
And somewhere in heaven, Apollo Legend is going, it feels so good to be right. Rest in peace, Apollo Legend.
D-Dub.
For me, my losers are Rampage for getting rid of Mark Henry's interview segment for the main events. Always love watching those. Sometimes it's my favorite segment of the week. Especially when you get some of the more comedic wrestlers involved, like John Silver or Orange Cassidy, who do their own spin on it.
Indeed.
And of course, Hardy, the country singer. The moment that he started just doing these plain as day, every country singer lyrics that you've heard a million times from a million different other country singers, I could not mute that audio fast enough. This guy is not anything special. He's a run-of-the-mill country singer. The fact that builds him up so much is, no, he's country rock. No, he's just every other country singer you've ever heard in your entire life.
Couldn't they have gotten Luke Bryan? I'm sure he's not doing anything.
Luke Bryan. I mean, okay, not Carrie Underwood, obviously, but Shania Twain would have done it for a little cheaper.
Or if you want to stay current, I hear Orville Peck's pretty good.
Or Johnny Cash.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He'd come back. Hello, WWE Universe. I'm Johnny Cash. And Hardy can go suck a dick.
Well, give him an excuse to bring the Undertaker back out again.
Bring on time, shooby-doo.
That song goes surprisingly well with John Wick.
Well, it matches
wow.
considering the deadly nature of John Wick and how he basically is...
Dolly Parton. Thank you, Enigma. Dolly Parton.
Well, I'd be down with that.
Yeah. Anyone else on the loser list there, Mr.
Nope, that's all I got. Who do you got, Matty?
I only got one. Hardy. Krusty.
What the hell was that?
Shit. That was shit. Well, let's do some winners, boys.
All right, for me, I never thought the day would come. I gotta give a winner to the Fed. For all of its faults, the Rumble was good. And it's clear that the rebuild is working. So I'm gonna give them a winner. And I don't even feel bad about it.
truly, we're living in a new era.
We are indeed.
We are.
Yeah, I got nothing else to put this. I don't think you have anything else to say. So Shin, go right ahead.
Go into the Fed again. I mean, despite some of my misgrievances, there was a lot of good at the Royal Rumble. We had Walter going wire to wire, breaking the record for most time spent in a Rumble, in a traditional Rumble, that they said. Cody's on his way to living his dream of having his WrestleMania moment against the biggest heel in the company. Rhea Ripley going wire to wire, always good. And of course, that main event segment, still tasty. Dynamite setting up a lot of stuff, had a lot of great matches. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully having some good stuff on there too. Posthumous winner, of course, goes to the genius, Leaping Lenny Poffo, one of my all-time favorites. Him and his brother are having all kinds of philosophical debates between the verboseness of poems and the veracity of macho madness.
Mm-hmm.
And a last winner, last winner, I got to give it to RGT85 for just still being alive after his health scare last week. Like, if you didn't know, he actually he was having ear problems, and he went to his grandmother's house for usual dinner, but it just kept getting worse and worse. So he went to an urgent care center, and they took his blood pressure, and then they took it again, and they took it again, and they took it one more time, and the nurse was like, "How did you get here?" And he said, I drove here. Can you have someone pick you up? Yeah, why? And she said, if you don't go to the hospital in the next hour, you will be dead by the end of the day.
Jesus.
Yeah, apparently his blood pressure was absurdly high to the point where he said he basically had a heart attack without having a heart attack.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And he went there. He said that they did a lot of tests on him, and they said they don't know how it got so high, but how he was able to live as long as he did. But they got to him. But his biggest issue was he couldn't pay the hospital bills, which he knows is going to be high, and so his entire format is going to be changing. He's had to cut vaping, cut out smoking. He's going to have to change his entire lifestyle around because he's still not 100% recovered from it. But I'm just glad you're still here, dude. So, yeah, you got to take your health seriously. So, if you're listening to this, you're on the road to recovery, and hopefully I'll see you again when you cover the Nintendo Direct and probably rip it to pieces.
All right. T-Dub.
Well, my winners aren't going to be nearly as well thought out as that. So I'll just go with WWE 2K23 for looking pretty darn good so far. 1 to Mike Bailey for having the comeback match for Kota Ibushi coming up next month. Or I think in April, actually. Should be good stuff. And of course, the Dead Space remake, because that is how you do it. Goddamn, that's great. It's fantastic so far from what I played. And it really just shows a brighter light on everything that the Callisto Protocol did wrong.
Yeah. Max has been playing it, and yeah, that is a vast improvement from the original.
Like, when you're playing it, it just feels like, oh, this is just how Dead Space has always been. But if you go back and play the original Dead Space, it's like, oh, there actually are like a lot of just tiny little improvements made along the way. It just adds up to an even better experience.
Yeah.
And you don't even think about it. That's just how great they are. Just, goddamn, these devs did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
And for me, WWE gets a win because, well, it was a fun Rumble. Cody and Rhea for winning the Rumbles. I think Rhea versus Charlotte, right move, but mid. It'll be what it is. Walter for being the Iron Man. And AEW for another good week of wrestling. Mid, the streak of epic Dynamites is broken, but still fun shows. Still fun show. That being said, what do we got to do? We got to plug. So let's plug. Start with you, Shades, obviously.
Indeed, of course, as always, I've been doing my manga dubs. I've got all my stuff with Lab 316. Got a whole bunch of videos coming out these days. I do have some other things coming down the pipe. I can't give out too much right now, but there is something big coming down the pipe in the near future. So we'll keep your ears open on that. Follow me on Twitter. You'll see that on screen. Definitely keep an eye on that. I'll be sure to announce that as soon as I can. But for now, just keep following the manga dubs. Some great stuff coming out. Some really interesting stories. New channels, new stories, new everything. It's nuts.
Shin.
I don't really have much going on. I'm just taking it easy from real life stuff. But helping out the channel just with views and comments and all on my YouTube channel, Maxicorn, on YouTube. No social media because Elon Musk fucking hates me. And it's a good place to get all the latest War Machine lore videos. I'm able to get a hold of some of the newer books, so hopefully I can go into the stuff with the post-Oblivion storyline. There's that. But if you also want to help out the family in our time of need, in our time of great crisis right now, PayPal.com/Shintigercurl, Cash App, $sign Shintigercurl. Any little bit helps, especially for my teeth.
T-Dub.
Check out my YouTube channel, link right there in the Twitch chat for y'all to go check out. And I'd like to note that once Like a Dragon Ishin comes out later this month, I'll be covering that. And then in March, of course, got WWE 2K23 will be covering that once that's released as well. And of course, later on, whenever AEW Fight Forever is released, I imagine around April or May time, I'll be covering that once again. So you get 3 brand new video game reviews coming up in the future.
And of course, you could get his Patreon. Even a buck gets you in on anything earlier than the YouTube audience will. As far as the Twitters, Matty Jay 316 at TWK official and at the Shades AT is where you can follow us. Emails, the Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com is where you go for that. And we've been on for 2.5 hours. God damn it! Discord's in the description, both on Twitch and on the thing. We are off next week, as I mentioned, going to a party. Apparently out there's going to be a drag queen over there. They're doing some performances, so that is going to be awesome. Looking I was going to be my first drag queen drag performance. Seeing that. Looking forward to that. That's something I've been wanting to do. That's a bucket list thing right there. So we'll be back next week, next Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we will be previewing Elimination Chamber and are interested in its results. We're at the WrestleMania and all that. We will be able to be Butterfingers back for that. I'm back here tomorrow for Tokyo Live, more Ultra 7 on the final countdown. Do. Myself, the Shades, and our buddy Easy Rider will be taking care of that, of course, and all that good stuff. But until then, that's it for us for the next couple of weeks. And after we're back here, I do not foresee taking another show off until the after WrestleMania. So there's that at least. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for tuning in and saying hi to us once again. On behalf of everybody, including the Shades.
On the Shades, we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!
Shintigercurl.
In the words of Chisel Adonis, hold my nuggets, suck my dick.
I keep stuttering tonight. There it is again, man. I don't feel that tired. That's the crazy part. TWK.
Okay, good night.
My name's Matty Jay. Let's hope I don't trip over this one. My name is Matty Jay, reminding you to help professional wrestling. Support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Told you I didn't do it. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Actually, we'll talk to you 2 weeks. Fuck that up. Whatever. Enjoy the wrestling, and I will be enjoying the Super Bowl, or Superb Owl, or the big football game. I don't know, Chiefs or Eagles. I'm thinking Eagles. Freaking Eagles. Have a good one. Have a safe. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Insult to injury by getting help in the form of just this size and speed and strength. And I know we're not in the business of renaming people like Gunnar McGillibuddy or whatever the hell it is.
Much later.
And it felt good to be back, and it also felt terrible to be back because Gunther, I shouldn't have made fun of his name change that one time with his buddy.